Due to the coronavirus pandemic, the Indianapolis 500 for 2020, which will be the 104th running of the race, is rescheduled to August 23rd. As I'm filming this, it's nearing the end of August 22nd, tomorrow being the 104th running of the Indy 500. In honor of the 104th Indy 500, once again, I'm gonna be playing on Project Cars 2, driving the 2015-2017 IndyCars that are featured in this game on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Not only is this a Project Cars 2 gameplay episode, but this is also a Motorsports update episode, although specifically an IndyCar update episode, which I'll feature the latest in IndyCar news during the replay. The news will feature the results of the 104th running of the Indianapolis 500 on August 23rd. I am excited to see the Indy 500 race tomorrow. Just all of us at home watching the greatest spectacle in racing. With that, let's get racing ourselves. I'm going to be doing the same thing I did in the last IndyCar Project Cars 2 gameplay episode with me on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And for this one, I'm just going to do 20 laps on the circuit and see if I could make my way to the front from last place. Alright guys, here we go. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 20 laps, and I'm using the Honda IndyCar with the Alexander Rossi livery. Alright, let's get racing. Once again, I'm doing the POV in cockpit view, getting used to this type of view when it comes to racing games.
Unlucky, mate. You were taken off the line, but stay focused and let's get that place back.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Get the draft. Get the draft. Pass him in the short shoot.
That's your best first sector so far.
Get the draft. Stay in the draft. Stay in the draft.
That's your fastest lap in the race so far.
Quarter of the way through, I'm in ninth. Come on, get him, got him. Stay in the draft. I need to let it go out more. I need to be gentle on the turn in and turn. I'm wide that corner on turn 3. Because the more steering input you put, the more you're causing friction to where you're not getting the proper speed.
So far today, mate. Great job. Good lap. That's your fastest lap so far today.
Catching this pack here.
Throw for weakness. Let him feel your presence. That's your fastest second sector so far. Great job. Keep it up.
Oh! Sorry. Damn it. Alright, I'm still keeping up with this group here. Thought I lost momentum, but I mean, they were slow up ahead. Halfway, I'm up to 7th. Alright, caught up to the group again. Give me 6th place. They're battling. Alright, up to 6th. Get the draft.
New personal best. Great job.
Whoa! Got on the grass a bit. That's not good. Keep it smooth, Gio. Keep it smooth. Stay off the grass, stay off that curb. Get it down to the line, but not any further.
Steady and consistent. We just need a bit more now. Come on, dig deep.
Yeah, I think I needed to adjust my gear ratios a bit more. I'm stuck going at least, let's see here, in the draft. Peaking at 218. That's not good. Come on, let's get into the top 5 at least. Alright, at least let's get into the top 5. Because we're stuck. I'm stuck.
That's your best first section so far. Nice one.
thanks to the toe up front. I mean, we're catching up to the screw. Two laps ago.
Personal best fastest lap. Keep it up.
Got loose because of all the dirty air. Alright. Oh, pick a lane! Squeeze on through! Oh my goodness. Sorry, bud.
Last lap. Still get a podium. Keep on it until the second flag.
Alright. Let's vie for third.
Let's try and take him on this lap. See if you can force him into an error and slip past.
I don't think I could get it. Hey, I said top 5. 4th is not bad. But man, I was stuck. I was stuck in that draft in 6th for a long time. Whew. What a race though. That was still a lot of fun racing ovals with IndyCars. I'm going to let the replay run. And while that goes on, I'm going to discuss the latest in the IndyCar news, as well as the results of the 104th running of the Indianapolis 500, which ran on August 23rd, 2020. With the current COVID-19 pandemic here in the US, it has greatly affected the 2020 NTT IndyCar Series schedule. Because of state orders with pandemic concerns, the race at Mid-Ohio was canceled, as well as the doubleheader that was scheduled mid-September in Laguna Seca in California. After the races in Iowa, it was decided to make adjustments to the schedule. The adjustments to the schedule made it so that the Bottlorito Automotive Group race at Worldwide Technology Raceway becomes a doubleheader with a race on Saturday, August 29th, and another race on Sunday, August 30th, which is the weekend after the 104th running of the Indianapolis 500. After the doubleheader at Worldwide Technology Raceway, the IndyCar Harvest GP at the road course in Indianapolis Motor Speedway becomes a doubleheader as well, with a race on Friday, October 2nd, and another race on Saturday, October 3rd. So far, the finale for the 2020 NTT IndyCar Series is still scheduled for Sunday, October 25th, 2020 in the streets of St. Petersburg, Florida. Now, let's get into it. The 104th running of the Indianapolis 500. This year's Indy 500 was postponed to Sunday, August 23rd, 2020, with qualifying the weekend before the race on August 15th and 16th. Qualifying for the 104th running of the Indianapolis 500 provided no bumping this year, as in even 33 cars for 33 spots in the race qualified for this year's Indy 500. The qualifying weekend showed that the Hondas were fast around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. On the first day of qualifying, 8 of the top 9 drivers were with Honda engines. Those top 9 drivers would battle for pole position and set the rest of the 8 positions on August 16th. Marco Andretti would be the fastest and earn his first pole position for the Indy 500. Race day, August 23rd, 2020. It is interesting with the race being run with no fans in the grandstands and in the infield. There would be tributes to those fans watching at home and tributes to the first responders who are handling the COVID-19 pandemic in hospitals around the world. At the start of the race, Marco Andretti, who started on pole, would immediately get beaten by Scott Dixon into turn 1. James Davison would encounter a brake rotor failure, which it was a brake rotor failure I've never seen before. It would cause an early caution in the race. Later in the race, Marcus Ericsson would get loose into turn 1 and crash out. These cautions provide a mix of fuel strategies during the race. Then later in the race, Dalton Kellett would get loose in turn 3 and crash out himself. This caution once again mixing up the pit strategies for teams and drivers. The restart after this caution saw Connor Daly lose control of his car in turn 4 coming to the restart. He would go too low and hit the concrete curb below the white line of turn 4 and spin out. In reaction to avoid the car, Oliver Askew would spin out and crash heavily into the inside wall on the exit of turn 4. After another restart, Alexander Rossi and Scott Dixon would play leapfrog as to save fuel to make it to the end of the race with 2 more pit stops. Caution would come out again on lap 122 with Alex Palou losing control of his car in turn 1. During the caution, the majority of the field would pit. Alexander Rossi would get a penalty for an unsafe release. That penalty would make him restart in the back of the field. Alexander Rossi would drive in anger, trying to make up positions lost. In his try to drive back to the front, on lap 144, he would get loose in turn 2 and crash out. Scott Dixon would pit under green on lap 170 and would stay in front of Takuma Sato, since Dixon would effectively be the leader after the other cars ahead of him would have to pit themselves. Sato and Rahal would make their way back to battle Dixon for the win. With about 16 laps to go, Sato would pass Dixon and drive defensively to keep Dixon behind him. With 5 laps to go, Spencer Pigot would spin out of turn 4 and crash into the pit lane attenuator in a very hard crash. The race would unfortunately finish under caution with Takuma Sato getting his second Indy 500 win. Takuma Sato wins the 104th running of the Indianapolis 500. Scott Dixon finishes second, with Graham Rahal finishing third. It was weird for the race to be run without fans, and it was weird for the Indy 500 to be run in August. This year's Indy 500 provided some great racing, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching this race. Congratulations again to Takuma Sato. Thank you for watching this Project Cars 2 gameplay episode featuring the IndyCars on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway oval with 20 laps, and I did my best to work my way to the front from last place, and as well as this being an IndyCar update episode. Do anticipate an upcoming gameplay episode, which includes a Motorsports update episode featuring the rest of the motorsport news. Please like this video, it definitely helps me out. Subscribe to the SpellGo YouTube channel if you haven't for more of my Project Cars 2 and other motorsports gameplay, as well as all my other content. And as always, thank you for watching.